Dinosaur Adventure Land in Lenox, Alabama. We are live on Rumble and on Facebook, but YouTube took us off for a week for something months and months ago. Anyway, be prepared. They're looking for anything to shut us down because we believe the Bible is true. We believe God ought to get the glory for his creation. So anyway, we'll be posting a week from now. These stuff will all go up on our channel then. Follow us on Rumble for sure, and on Genesis Baptist Church and Dr.Dino, another one on YouTube, which they did not take down, and Odyssey. So you can get us on one of those, all right? Let's see, tonight, making babies, the kiwi bird. Strange little bird. Evolutionists, I've been waiting for you to answer my questions. How did this evolve? And you can't do it, and I know why. Okay, let's see. Tonight, the kiwi bird from New Zealand. We're coming to you live from Genesis Baptist Church at Dinosaur Adventure Land. We need someone to maintain our 40-plus flower boxes around here. Keep the place looking pretty. Some old grandma loves taking flowers. Come on down. We'll give you a house, feed you, and put you to work, okay? Let's see. You need a mechanic to come for a few weeks to catch up on all the projects we are hopelessly behind. Anybody coming this way from New York who's able to haul a small farm tractor from that area of New York down this direction, please give me a call. Give the office a call. It's a Ford. What is it, Judy? 1702. You can look it up to see the size. Ford 1702. Okay, here we are, Dinosaur Adventure Land, 1 mile north of the roaring metropolis of downtown Lenox. Hey, I went through downtown yesterday, and there was a car at the stop sign. I couldn't believe it. There we are. Our property's a big L shape. Come in the Dinosaur Gate. Come visit Dinosaur Adventure Land. There we are. There's our church. We're sitting right there. Well, that's a picture of it. I'm up here. Look at this drone shot they got of the dock and the lake and Billy's house over there. Man, oh man, how about this one? The lake looks like a dinosaur from the sky. That's our main lake. Got some drone footage here. Yeah, there's most of our cabins here. We have 25 cabins you can stay in for free. Bible says, go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways. Why would I want to consider an ant? You can learn something from an ant. Nobody has to tell them what to do. There are things you can learn from every animal in the world. Something you can learn that'll help you do a better job of being a human and serving the Lord. Okay, consider the lilies. Why do I want to consider the lily? Well, there are 2,000 different kinds of lilies to choose from. They're beautiful, and they don't spend time worrying about their clothes. Maybe God wants you to think about that. Consider the ravens. God feeds them. Yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, all through the Bible, it tells us we should consider things. There are 50 kinds of watermelon. They might have had a common ancestor called a watermelon. God said they'd bring forth after their kind. That's all they've ever done. We're going to cover another one tonight that you evolutionists cannot answer, how the kiwi bird evolved. You can make up a story if you'd like, but you can't give a scientific answer. Help us to open for free. Join our 777 Club. Go to drdino.com. Say, I like what they're doing. Press the yellow button. What yellow button? Press all the yellow button. All right. Make any checks to CSC. That's our ministry, Creation Science. Been that way since 1989. So get our video series, Creation Seminar Series. Look at that, on the ball, brother. I said that's almost worth a raise, and somebody commented and said it is worth a raise. So we're going to get you a taller chair. Okay? How about what on earth is about to happen? Look at that. Count those black dots on there, and you get the prize or something, okay? Whoa, the Whoa series. We're going to try to sell our Yanmar still. It's been sitting at the Kubota dealer in Monroeville trying to sell. But if you want to buy a good 6-passenger Yanmar side-by-side, we're using Jeeps instead. We got the red Jeep. Have you seen the steps Laszlo put on there? The red Jeep, that thing is going to be so cool. Got the yellow Jeep, which goes 60 to 0 in 1 second when you hit a tree. And the red Jeep, come on down, say it. Okay, God blessed them and said, be fruitful and multiply. Go have a bunch of kids. He blessed them, said, be fruitful and multiply. It's a blessing to be fruitful and multiply. He blessed Noah, said, be fruitful. All through the Bible, it says he made them male and female, and he blessed them, told them to have a bunch of kids. And all the animals and plants in the world seem to want to do that. Well, how did this complex process of making babies evolve by chance? I'm ready for you atheists to answer. I think God, in his infinite wisdom, gave the command for all life forms to make babies, and he gave the equipment to do so, and the drive to do so, and he made it where it's not possible to explain how they could evolve. You can't explain any of them step by step. Not scientifically, you can't. You have no excuse, Judgment Day. So I think God did all this just so there'd be no excuse, and God's going to say, you should have listened. He said, you covered me in my mother's womb. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Psalm 139. I agree. Okay. We talked about the anglerfish. Nobody answered it. Talked about the tardigrade. You didn't answer that one. Come on, guys. Come on. The honeybee. Nobody answered. The watermelon, the starfish, and how they make babies. Let's see. What do we got up here? Copies. You copy the gene code a bunch of times, it's going to fall apart. Not the one God made. Okay. The praying mantis. Nobody answered that one. The mud skippers. Nobody did it. The beavers. You guys have been really quiet. Okay. The ant, the frog, let's see, the octopus, nobody answered that one. The sponge, the barnacle, number 13. Let's see, the Venus flytrap, number 14. The flatworm. How come nobody answered that one? Come on, guys, it's a worm. Tell me how it evolved the ability to make babies. Come on. Needlebeard, sea devil. Nobody answered that one. The goby, nobody did that one. The electric eel, the seahorse, the club-wing mannequins, the right whales, the wrong whales, the left whales, the frilled shark. Blue whale, nobody's at. Banana slug. We're giving you lots of targets to shoot at, guys. Nobody is answering. Why can't you tell me how they evolved? You claim evolution is science, which it is not. Tell me how it evolved. The tarantula, the Suriname toad, the platypus, kangaroo, bacteria, Komodo dragon, hippopotamus, the condor. Nobody answered that one. Axolotl. Nobody answered that one. The cichlid. Nobody did that one. The sea slug. I got a theory. Ready for my Hovind theory? Very simple. Why none of you science-denying evolutionists can answer any of the questions about how any of these plants or animals evolved. The ability to make babies as they do, it's because they didn't evolve at all. They were designed purposely to make you stop and think about how dumb the entire evolution religion is. Give it up. It's not true. But wait, if evolution isn't true, and God designed all those plants and animals, that changes everything in my life. Yep, sure does, ma'am. Changes everything, if there's a God. So tonight, the kiwi. And I predict nobody will answer these either. I'm getting used to it. The kiwi. The kiwi's egg occupies up to 25% of its mother's body, making it the largest egg proportional to body size of any bird in the world, according to the American Museum of Natural History. That's one extreme egg to lay. Real punny, okay? Due to the egg size, the kiwi's birth is equivalent to a chicken laying a 1-pound egg or a human giving birth to a 4-year-old child. Let's see. Kiwis do not know or care that some humans have decided to call them ratites, and they should be put in a group with other flightless birds. They don't care at all how we classify them. You turn them all loose in the woods, they go look for another kiwi to make babies with, not any other, and they didn't evolve from any other ratites. Man put them in a cluster of these groups together. The birds don't care, okay? Kiwis do have wings, sort of. That's the little bitty kiwi wing. There are 5 species of kiwi in New Zealand. There's the southern brown kiwi, the little spotted kiwi. These 5 varieties of kiwi might have had a common ancestor, a kiwi. Complicated now, Steve. Kiwi, funny looking little fella. The little spotted kiwi lives where those red spots are. There's the guy holding one. Kiwi. The New Zealanders are real proud of the kiwi. Here's the kiwi dissection. When you cut them open, it's green with seeds inside. That's a different kind of kiwi, guys. Never mind. Okay. Let's see. The guidelines to keep them as pets. You can have kiwis as pets over there. White kiwi, the brown kiwi. It was the New Zealand stamp back in the 1800s, the kiwi bird on there. Kiwi like subtropical temperate forests and found in wetlands, farms, grasslands, and sand dunes. Kiwi feet are perfectly designed to walk on soft, swampy ground and dig up their lunch. The feathers of the kiwi is more like a hair. The natives make lots of things out of kiwi feathers because they don't lock together like if an animal can fly, the bird feathers have little hooks to lock them together. There's little bitty hooks that aren't there on the kiwi feathers. Okay. Oh, I forgot to get my emu feathers out of the yellow Jeep glove box. Grab me some of those. I got some in there. Okay. Let's see. Thank you, sir. With no constraints on weight due to flight requirements, brown kiwi females carry and lay a single egg that can weigh as much as 16 ounces. Like most other ratites, they have no gland, the preen gland. Their bill is long, pliable, and sensitive to touch. The feathers lack barbules and air shafts. the Queen of England, who invented the microwave, okay, they made her a kiwi feather coat. And that was a long picture a long time ago. Here she is today, still wearing the same coat. Okay. See, bird feathers have the shaft off center, so when they flap down, the feather actually twists, opens and closes like Venetian blinds. On the downstroke, all the feathers close and it makes an airtight canopy. On the upstroke, the feathers open, lets the air go through. Otherwise, they would fly down every time they flap up. Okay? Feathers are amazing. You can study just how many different kinds of feathers there are for the rest of your life. The emu feathers, we got a couple emus here. Emu feathers are amazing. There's some emu feathers. The shaft is down the middle. They don't have to twist. They don't fly. You find some, brother? Did you find the feather? Oh, good, good. I'm talking about them right now. Emu feathers. Come on down and see our emus. We had 4 emus. One was not very friendly. He ended up on the Thanksgiving dinner table. Emu feathers are interesting. They come out of the skin and make 2 feathers. One shaft coming out splits into 2 feathers. So the New Zealanders are proud of their emu feathers. They make earrings out of them. Now listen, if you wear an emu skull on your head and emu feather earrings, that will surely attract some man's attention. Rex, what do you think? Billy, you looking for a wife? You don't want an emu skull wearing? Okay. Here's a emu egg. Got one right here. They come in green and brown. That's a real emu egg. Ours is cracked a little bit here. We had 4 emus. One wasn't friendly, and now we have 3 friendly ones and 1 in the Thanksgiving dinner table. Let's see. Here is an ostrich egg for comparison. We have this egg. People don't realize this. Peacocks don't lay eggs. The peahen lays them. This is a peahen egg, right? And we have the elephant bird egg, the largest egg ever. That's a big egg. Elephant bird is apparently extinct, maybe from trying to lay that egg. I don't know. That's an elephant bird. Come on down to our museum. Which bird lays more than 100 eggs in a nest? The ostrich can lay more than 100 eggs in a nest. Who would have thunk it? Let's see. Which bird lays 15 eggs in a single brood? The common cuckoo. The cuckoo bird goes and lays them in somebody else's nest, so they got to raise them. And the cuckoo bird babies are born first, and they push the other eggs out of the nest. So mom and dad cuckoo, or mom and dad, whatever bird it is, ends up feeding them, raising the chicks for them. How did that evolve? Yeah, okay. How is a kiwi born? Kiwi babies are born fully formed and ready to fend for themselves. The female kiwi lays a single egg, incubated by the male for 75 to 80 days. Once the egg hatches, the baby kiwi's on its own. The parents will have already left. So who teaches it how to be a kiwi? Nobody raises it. I guess maybe it's instinctive, huh? Let's see. The male kiwi uses the strategy of persistence to attract the female. He follows her around and grunts until she notices him. Billy, you need to try that. We'll find you a woman. Every time a woman gets off down here, don't do that, okay? Now, my mom said, my dad was, when he got back from the Marines, World War II, he wanted Ione Espinus. She didn't want him. She fixed him up with all of her friends. And he kept persisting and persisting and persisting. Finally, she said, you know, he chased me until I caught him. That was her response to all that. Okay, the kiwi the male sits on this giant egg. Very rarely, there are 2 eggs at a time. Do kiwi birds mate for life? Unusual. Kiwi birds are interesting creatures. They have one of the largest egg-to-body ratios of any kind. That means they lay very large eggs in proportion to their body. Kiwis mate for life. Not particularly common among bird species, or humans for that matter anymore. Here's a kiwi egg inside the mother. Well, a drawing of it. That's one big egg. How's it going to get out? Oh, no. Yeah. Kiwi laying an egg. There's a video 1 minute long. We can watch that yourself, okay? Anatomy of the egg. Inside the egg is the yolk. However, the kiwi yolk is 64% of the egg. I'll show you in a minute. Giant egg, 1 bird, kiwi. And a really, really long, amazing bill. Kiwi bird egg. Why is it so big? Your question's answered. Beautyofbirds.com did a great article on the kiwi and then came to the totally wrong conclusion. We'll talk about that in a minute. You ever wondered why kiwi bird eggs are so much bigger than other birds? It's an interesting phenomenon that puzzled scientists for years. But now, thanks to recent research, we got an answer. Let's explore the reasons behind the oversized kiwi egg and look at how these unique eggs have adapted over time. In order to give us a better understanding of how evolution works. You have to glorify evolution or your article won't get published in a peer-reviewed journal. Okay. Eggs can account up 20% of the adult kiwi's weight. In comparison, an ostrich egg only makes up 2 to 3% of mama ostrich. 20% ratio is huge. So much that scientists compare it to a grown human woman giving birth to a 3-year-old child. The female does a monumental job of carrying the egg to term. Once it's been laid, her mate, the male, takes up dad's duty of incubating the egg till it hatches. How did that evolve? Let's see. For millions of years, the baby kiwi did not know or daddy kiwi did not know it was his job to sit on top of the yolk for 80 days until it hatched. And so all of them died. Finally, one baby bird evolved the ability, said, I really should be sitting inside this egg on top of the yolk to absorb the nutrients. So the kiwis are here today. That's proof they evolved, okay? There's kiwi compared to a bunch of more other critters there. Okay, the kiwi. Since carrying out this big egg is such a task, there has got to be some benefit, right? This is that same guy writing the article. An egg offers extra nourishment and protection for the chick. Oh, that's proof it evolved. Particularly useful for kiwi living at higher altitudes where the weather can be more extreme. The egg gives the chick an added layer of protection from cold temperature. I agree, it works. Does that mean it had to evolve? More development time. Egg incubation can last up to 80 days, much longer than other species. This gives the embryo more opportunity to develop its feathers and body before hatching. I agree, it works. But therefore, in your mind, that's proof it evolved. Here's a 1-day-old kiwi chick. Needs to go on a diet, poor little guy. This is typical time that takes bird eggs to hatch. Most of them in the 13 to 20-day range. Lays the egg, 13 to 25 days later, it's gone. Not the kiwi. Long time. 80 days until it hatches. Different birds have different size eggs. There's a bunch of them here, the chicken, the kiwi, the ostrich, the emu, etc. Eggs, just eggs themselves, the shell is amazing. Did you know there are tiny, tiny holes in the shell that get air for the baby inside? When the temperature changes, the air is sucked in through those little tiny holes. I couldn't find any pictures on the internet of that, but it's true, they got them, okay. These babies got one thing in mind: help, mommy, feed me, feed me. Which bird has the shortest incubation period? There's no world record for short periods. Most small birds incubate their eggs 10 to 14 days. As example, the yellow warbler is 11 days. The wandering albatross can get up and fly and stay up there for, I think it's weeks. Never come in for landing. Just fly. Okay, kiwi. Exceptional kiwi eggs. I like it. It's not surprising. Kiwi eggs are exceptional. Many wild kiwi dads across Northland are now about midway through their 70 to 90 night incubation duty. Did you know just how amazing the egg they are so tenderly caring for is? Kiwi eggs are huge. Average, 20% of the average weight of the adult female. Some books say 25%. Okay. 60% of the yolk of the egg is yolk, making them one of the richest eggs in the bird world. By comparison, an ostrich egg, a very small percentage of the female weight, has a yolk of 30%. The female kiwi is the 1% of the birds on the planet with 2 functional ovaries. Most have 1, can only produce 1 egg at a time. What's going on inside that egg? The yolk is constructed in layers, a bit like an onion. Each layer designed to have just what the developing embryo needs at each stage of its formation. Design, oh no, they use the word design. That guy's going to get fired from his university. Okay. The yolk feeds on the growing embryo. If it's not all used up before hatching, the rest is stored inside the abdomen and the newly hatched chick to give it sustenance for the first few days. This is known as the yolk sac. The chick develops on the top side of the yolk. It lays on the yolk a bit like sitting on top of a big pillow or hammock. The yolk is the pillow and the yolk membrane is the hammock, suspended at each end to always allow the embryo to be on top no matter how the egg rolls. This is crucial. If an egg is upside down, the embryo will die. It's really important for accredited kiwi handlers if they need to rescue a kiwi egg and transport it to an incubation facility. The embryo gets oxygen from small pores in the egg by sitting on top of the yolk pillow. The embryo can readily access this oxygen. The pores in the kiwi egg are double funnel shaped. Different bird species have their own pore design. How did this evolve? See, for millions of years, they forgot to have the holes in the egg, and they all died, all of them. Let's see. Embryo develops to a few thousand cells within the female before the egg is laid, but after the egg cools and temperature stops until incubation begins. By putting the first egg on ice and not sharing incubation until the second egg is laid, the kiwi chicks will hatch closer together. What? She can lay one egg and they won't sit on it till the other egg comes, maybe a week later. And then they sit on both together. So they hatch at the same time. Delayed incubation. Tell me how that evolved, guys. Come on, let's hear it. Let's hear it, okay? Most birds have an egg tooth to help break the shell. Not the kiwi, it's all muscle power. So spare a thought for those Northland kiwi dads. All things going to plan. There's a lot going on inside those eggs and a lot to get right to ensure the end result. Another gorgeous kiwi chick. Unlike many bird species that hatch ultricle, not yet developed. They hatch and then the mama's got to babysit them. Kiwi chicks are precocial, meaning they're relatively well developed and can fend for themselves. As soon as they're born, ready to go. Human babies are not that way. You got to take care of them for sometimes 40, 50 years, okay? This helps them hit the ground running and tackle the challenges of life in the wild right away. Okay. Another reason for the size of the kiwi eggs is their high yolk content, 65%. The yolk provides a major source of nutrition for developing embryos and freshly hatched chicks. So it stands to reason that eggs with more yolk, it can provide more nourishment. Because the female kiwi has to invest so much energy into making and carrying this large egg, she can only produce 1 or 2 eggs per breeding season. Other birds lay up to 10 to 20 eggs over the same period. Kiwi egg evolution. There are 2 main theories for the kiwi's egg-to-body ratio. 2 theories. 1, the kiwi's always been small and has slowly evolved into larger eggs. 2, kiwis were once large birds and have evolved to a smaller over time, but retained the large egg. The truth is, we don't know for sure. But it's amazing this bird's been able to evolve and adapt so well. Okay, Gordon, listen. Hi, Gordon. Thanks for your great research on kiwis. Really, you did a great job. Okay, a lot of good research. You made some great observations and came to the wrong conclusions. You said there's only 2 theories of how this happened. You left out the third and only logical theory, Gordon. The kiwi was designed by an incredibly smart designer. Why'd you leave that out? And you mentioned a space yacht here. Technology is not sufficient to fix my space yacht. I might well die here. Well, Gordon, you will die here. But the yacht's already been provided by the designer, Jesus Christ. You can be saved, and when you leave here, go to heaven. Call me, 855-BIG-DINO, extension 3. I'll explain it to you over the phone. I'm serious, okay? You did a great job on the kiwi research and came to a lousy conclusion to glorify evolution. Okay, so the kiwi bird, dad, sits on the egg. For millions of years, the male kiwi did not know it was his job to sit on the egg for 80 days till they hatched. And so they all died. Finally, after millions of years, one male evolved the instinct to sit on the egg for 80 days, and they finally made it. The kiwi's here today is proof it evolved. What more proof could you want? Kiwi diet. Well, let's see. These little birds, found mainly in New Zealand, cannot fly. They do not have hollow bones, but rather they have bones that have bone marrow. Scientific name is all this stuff here. Let's see. Latin means wingless. It's believed these small birds exist as a result of New Zealand's isolation and other parts of the world that forced animals found there to adapt and evolve so as to be able to survive. The evolution is what has led the current appearance of the characteristics of the kiwi bird. How can you guys sleep at night and live with yourself knowing you are destroying children's faith in God with these dumb statements you make glorifying evolution? Let's see. It's believed it became flightless due to the fact there are no terrestrial predators in their territory. They spent their life living safely on the ground, and so they evolved to become flightless. It's not true, but that would be an example of losing wings, not gaining, okay? Unlike most birds, it has a great sense of smell. Nostrils at the tip of the beak, which enable them to sniff out prey that's hidden in brushed underground. Another interesting fact, kiwi birds make long-term commitments, have monogamous relationship to 20 years. The kiwi nose has nostrils on the end of its beak, way out there. Interesting. Let's see. The wings are small due to the fact that they're vestigial and not easily visible. Kiwi birds have small eyes. As a result, they have poor eyesight. However, to counter this, they are equipped with a strong sense of smell that's well developed compared to other birds. This enables them to sniff out their prey, especially at night. So they can poke around, poor eyesight, but they have good sense of smell in that long beak. One of the more amazing facts is that the kiwi bird has developed a sense of smell. It's the only bird in the world with nostrils at the tip of its bill. If the nostrils become filled with dirt, the kiwi can deliberately sneeze to remove the obstruction. For millions of years, the kiwi did not have these nostrils and they could not find food. And they all died, all of them, for millions of years. Finally, after millions of years, one kiwi finally evolved nostrils and a sense of smell. And they could eat now, and they made it. Hey, the kiwi is here today as proof evolution works. How the kiwi evolved. It's thought today's kiwi evolved from one kiwi ancestor that lived 50 million years ago, a proto-kiwi. Kiwis, what they eat. Omnivore, meaning they eat about anything, okay? Their gizzards usually contain grit, small stones, help digest about anything they can eat, bugs, worms, etc. Little kiwi, the giant elephant bird, linked by DNA. See, the chromosomes are incredibly complex. Just the chromosomes in the human body, if you stretched one of them out, would be 6 feet long. It has to unwind, make a copy of itself, and wind back up whenever the cell replaces itself. How long is your DNA? The DNA inside each of your cells is longer than you are, but packed down into a space smaller than you can see. The DNA in a human is 46 chromosomes. Try holding a piece of string at one end and twisting the other. As you twist, the string makes coils of coils, and eventually coils of coils of coils. Your DNA is arranged as coils of coils of coils of coils of coils. This allows 3 billion base pairs in each cell to fit in a space 6 microns across. If you stretch the DNA in one cell all the way out, it'd be 2 meters long. And all the DNA in all your cells put together would be twice the diameter of the solar system. So let's see, what could go wrong here? The female kiwi has all the equipment to make a huge egg and knows how to lay it without dying. She has to copy that complex DNA code for each egg. How does she know how to copy it so fast? And any copy mistakes, and the baby dies. And you really think it happened by chance? I would like you guys to start giving some scientific answers, not just a story, a fairy tale, long ago and far away. No, give me some science here. All the equipment, and knows how to lay all this egg and copied all that. Does she know she's copying all that DNA? Just Google how DNA copies itself. Watch that video or this video. It's amazing. So how did this evolve? With this tiny kiwi brain, most of the brain's busy thinking about other stuff like food and avoiding enemies and building nests. She probably doesn't spend 1 second thinking about the billions of miles of complex code she must copy correctly. I bet she doesn't even know she's doing it. Let's see. Meanwhile, the male evolved the equipment to make and deliver the sperm and the knowledge and the desire to go fertilize the egg, even though this baby will increase competition for his own food supply. For millions of years, he ignored them and did not fertilize them, and all the kiwis died. None of them survived for millions of years. Okay? You guys believe in evolution? Give me a scientific answer. So here's the kiwi. Please come save us. We're trying to learn how to make babies. Help. We're trying to evolve from an amoeba and learn how to make a baby kiwi. They're dying. Let's go. I can help them. Time, mutations, natural selection, and more time. You really think that'll make a kiwi from an amoeba? Don't drive on the highway, okay? How many things could go wrong? The male kiwi sperm has to be injected at the right time when she ovulates, and the sperm and egg join their DNA by matching billions of miles of complex code in a few minutes. For millions of years, they couldn't get it quite right. All the kiwis died. None of them survived. Please come save us. This egg is too big for me to push it out. Help. They're all dying. Let's go. Oh, over time. Most of them died. All of them died for a long time. And finally, one of them was able to push that egg out. And mutations and natural selection, yeah, it worked. Thank you, superheroes. You saved us. And thank you, Charlie Darwin, for telling them how to do it. Our pleasure. Heroes welcome. Yeah, okay. Bible says when Herod gave a speech and everybody said, oh, he's a god. He gave not God the glory. And he was eaten of worms and gave up the ghost. He wouldn't give God the glory. And you atheists and evolutionists are not willing to give God the glory for the ostrich egg, the kiwi egg, for any living thing. I don't have a problem praising the Lord. All through the Bible, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. In the Bible a bunch of times, 299 times in the book of Psalms. Praise the Lord. I've sworn by myself, God said, every knee shall bow. Said it again in Romans 14. Someday, you're going to bow before God. I'd rather do it here than do it when I'm forced to at Judgment Day. Okay, that's it for tonight. Any questions or comments? We get them from Rumble too? No, not yet. Okay. Creation is crybaby. DNA sequence analysis shows the kiwi are closely related to the extinct Malagasy elephant bird. That's what they said. Kiwi are avian dinosaurs like all birds. Who is teaching you this? Get your money back, crybaby. I know somebody said that. Gashmu said it. He's got authority, right? Birds are not dinosaurs. Give it up. I think somebody's purposely starting some of these dumb ideas just to see if people will fall for it. Like the Big Bang, everything fit in a dot, right? And we all evolved from an amoeba, right? And the world is flat. There's some really dumb ideas going around out there. And some people got to be sitting back and laughing. Ha! I bet I could tell them this and they'd believe it. And somebody started the idea, let's teach everybody that dinosaurs turned into birds. Watch my lips. That's stupid. Okay? More, okay? No question about it. Okay, in your little brain, there's no question about it. You keep it up there, please. I don't want it. All right, thank you so much. Nothing tomorrow. Sunday morning, get into Hebrews chapter 8. See you there. Bye.